High Commander Red stood tall on the bridge of his massive warship, his crimson uniform gleaming under the bright lights. The pride of the Stellar Dominion's fleet, 50 warships strong, hung in the darkness of space like metal predators ready to strike. Today was supposed to be another glorious day of expanding their empire's influence. That's when their sensors detected 3 small cargo ships entering their territory. "Perfect," Red said, rubbing his 4-fingered hands together. "Prepare the standard intimidation protocol Alpha. These primitive humans will learn to fear the Stellar Dominion." The massive alien fleet moved into formation, their ships creating a wall of gleaming metal twice the size of Earth's tallest skyscrapers. On the bridge, Red watched with satisfaction as his crew activated their most terrifying weapons, the fear projectors. Huge holographic displays lit up the space between the fleets. Giant skull-like faces, each one a mile wide, appeared in front of the human ships. Threatening messages in 20 different languages boomed across space. Turi mble beforetae might of the Stellar Dominion. Red waited for the panic to begin. Instead, his communication officer looked confused. "Sir, the humans are laughing." "What?" Red moved closer to the screen. "Show me their response." The main screen flickered to life, showing the bridge of the lead cargo ship. Captain Tom, a man with a bushy mustache and wearing a simple blue uniform, was wiping tears from his eyes. "Oh man, this is amazing. Hey Bill, Jack, are you guys seeing this?" 2 more screens appeared, showing the other cargo ship captains. Captain Bill, a tall woman with short gray hair, was recording everything on her phone. Captain Jack, a round-faced man with a bright smile, was already sending the footage to Earth's social media. "The special effects are incredible," Jack said, clapping. "Better than any movie I've seen." Red's antenna twitched in confusion. This is not the correct response. Activate the doom sirens." A deep, threatening sound rumbled through space, designed to strike fear into the hearts of any who heard it. The human crews responded by adding a beat to it. "This is such a great bass line," Tom said, bobbing his head. "Hey, anyone up for a dance party?" To Red's horror, the crews of all 3 cargo ships started dancing on their bridges. Worse still, they were streaming everything live to Earth. Comments were flooding in. "Best first contact ever." "Space TikTok is gonna love this." "Can we book them for my kid's birthday party?" Red slumped in his command chair. How are they not terrified? We spent centuries perfecting these fear techniques. The situation got even more embarrassing when Captain Bill's crew started rating their performance. Great lighting effects. 10 tenths. Scary faces could use some work though. Maybe add some glitter. 7 tenths for effort. To make matters worse, Captain Tom had brought out snacks. "Anyone want some popcorn? This is better than movie night." The mighty High Commander watched in despair as his fleet's most fearsome display became Earth's newest entertainment sensation. His communication officer hesitantly approached. "Sir, we're getting requests for an encore performance." Red covered all 4 of his eyes with his hands. In just 1 hour, the Stellar Dominion's fearsome reputation had been reduced to a viral video trend. Somewhere in the universe, he was sure other alien species were already laughing at them. "Should we fire warning shots?" his weapons officer suggested desperately. "No," Red sighed, watching as humans across Earth's internet started creating memes of their encounter. Just send them the standard border crossing paperwork. Maybe they'll at least take that seriously." But even as he spoke, Captain Jack was already turning the regulatory forms into a comedy skit about space bureaucracy. This was definitely not going into his report to the Dominion Council. 3 hours after their failed intimidation attempt, High Commander Red paced on his bridge, his boots making sharp clicking sounds on the polished floor. The human cargo ships were still there. And worse, they had somehow turned this whole encounter into an entertainment show. "Sir," his cultural officer spoke up, "I've analyzed their broadcasts. The The humans think we're doing something called a flash mob performance. Red's antenna twitched in irritation. Then we must show them our true power. Prepare the dance of 1,000 terrors. This was the Stellar Dominion's ultimate fear technique, perfected over 3 centuries. It involved all 50 ships moving in perfect formation, creating complex patterns while projecting massive light shows and synchronized sound waves. "Beginning the dance now, sir," the tactical officer announced. The massive warships started moving in elegant patterns. They split into 5 groups, each spinning and weaving between the others. Bright lights flashed in complex sequences, and deep bass sounds echoed through space. The ships released clouds of glowing gas that formed scary faces and threatening symbols. On the cargo ships, the humans' reaction was not what Red expected. "Oh my God, this is amazing," Captain Tom shouted, still recording everything. "It's like space ballet meets a rock concert." Captain Bill had her entire crew lined up, trying to copy the ship's movements by dancing. Left, right, spin. Come on, people, follow the alien ship's choreography. Captain Jack was even worse. He had changed into party clothes and was hosting a live stream. "Welcome to the first ever Human-Alien Dance Challenge. Can you copy these awesome moves? Don't forget to use the hashtag #AlienDanceOff." Red watched in horror as millions of humans across Earth started posting videos of themselves copying the dance of 1,000 terrors. Some added funny music. Others wore costumes that looked like his ships. One group even recreated the whole thing using toy spaceships in their backyard. "Sir," the communication officer said weakly, "we're trending on something called Space Twitter." Red collapsed into his chair. "Show me." The screen filled with human messages. "Best alien dance crew ever. Their light show is lit. Literally. Petition to invite them to Earth's Got Talent." "Maybe we should try explaining that we're actually threatening them," suggested his second-in-command. Just then, Captain Tom's voice came over the comm system. "Hey, alien friends, we've got the judges ready for your performance scores." The 3 cargo ship captains appeared on screen, holding up number cards like a dance competition panel. "Technical difficulty, 10/10, announced Captain Bill. "Artistic impression, 9/5, added Captain Jack. "But synchronization needs work on the left flank, 8/10, Captain Tom said seriously. "Don't worry, though. With some practice, you could definitely win the Intergalactic Dance Championship." Red's face turned a deeper shade of purple. The Intergalactic Wait. His crew was trying not to laugh now. Some were even taking notes on the humans' dance suggestions. "Sir," his cultural officer said, trying to keep a straight face, "it seems 6 other alien species have already challenged us to a dance-off." The final blow came when Captain Bill's cargo ship started playing ancient human dance music, something called Stayin' Alive, and all 3 human crews began disco dancing in their cargo holds. Red looked at his fleet's most fearsome battle formation, now being used as background choreography for human TikTok videos. This was definitely not how galactic conquest was supposed to work. "Should we perhaps," his tactical officer suggested carefully, "take some dance lessons?" Red just covered his face with all 4 hands and wondered if it was too late to change careers. 1 week after the dance incident, the Stellar Dominion's top diplomatic team arrived at Earth's United Space Council building in Geneva. The meeting room was large and formal, with tall windows showing the sunny day outside. But the atmosphere inside was anything but normal. Ambassador Dan of Earth couldn't stop grinning as he watched the alien diplomats enter. Their leader, Diplomat First Class Green, a cousin of High Commander Red, looked very uncomfortable in his formal robes. "Welcome to Earth," Dan said cheerfully. "Would you like to see our welcome presentation?" Before Green could answer, the large screen behind Dan lit up with a compilation of the best Stellar Dominion Dance Challenge videos from across Earth. Millions of humans had recreated the aliens' fear display, adding funny costumes, special effects, and catchy music. Green's face turned a sickly shade of yellow. Please stop this at once. That was supposed to be our most terrifying military display. Oh, we know that now, Dan said, still smiling. But you have to admit, it makes great entertainment. Your ship's choreography has inspired 3 new dance video games already. The alien diplomat stared in horror as Dan showed him the sales figures. The games had sold millions of copies in just 5 days. Players could dress up their characters in cute versions of Stellar Dominion uniforms and recreate the Dance of 1,000 Terrors to win points. This is a disaster, Green moaned. Do you humans take nothing seriously? Oh, we take lots of things seriously, Dan replied. Like our top-rated morning show, which would love to interview High Commander Red about his dance innovations. The other human council members tried not to laugh as Green's antenna went completely straight in shock. Absolutely not. We are a mighty empire, not entertainers. Just then, the doors burst open. Captain Tom, Bill, and Jack walked in, now wearing T-shirts with High Commander Red's face on them. The shirts said, Space Dance Revolution 2025 Tour. Hey, we just wanted to deliver these fan letters, Tom said, dropping a huge bag on the table. People really love your work. Green opened one letter at random. It was from a 6-year-old girl who had won her school talent show by performing the Dance of 1,000 Terrors in a homemade alien costume. She had drawn hearts all over the paper. This can't be happening, Green whispered. We spent centuries building our fearsome reputation. Look at it this way, Captain Bill suggested helpfully. You're more popular now than ever. Our marketing team has some great ideas for merchandise. Marketing team, Green squeaked. Of course, Jack said enthusiastically. T-shirts, action figures, a cartoon show for kids, the amazing adventures of Commander Red and his dancing fleet. The human council members watched as Green and his diplomatic team huddled in a corner, whispering frantically in their own language. Finally, Green turned back to them. The Stellar Dominion demands that you stop treating our military might as entertainment, he declared. We could do that, Dan said thoughtfully. But first, you might want to check your empire's economic reports, since the dance videos went viral. Green looked at the data pad his assistant handed him. His eyes widened. Tourism to Stellar Dominion space had increased by 500%. Their cultural exports were suddenly worth billions. 3 major human entertainment companies wanted to collaborate on shows. So, Dan said, leaning forward with a friendly smile, shall we discuss your empire's exciting new direction as the galaxy's top entertainment sensation? Green looked at the fan letters, the merchandise proposals, and the money figures again. Then he did what any sensible diplomat would do. He fainted. Captain Tom caught him before he hit the floor. Don't worry, he told Green's worried assistants. This happens a lot in show business. 2 weeks after the diplomatic meeting, High Commander Red sat in his office aboard his flagship, staring at reports from across the galaxy. His once feared fleet now faced a very different kind of invasion. Tourists. Sir, his assistant said, entering with another stack of papers, 3 more alien species have requested our performance schedule for next month. Red's antenna drooped. Performance schedule. We're a military fleet. About that, sir. The assistant handed him a tablet showing various news headlines from across the galaxy. Stellar Dominion. From fierce to fabulous. Top 10 alien dance movies that humans made famous. Fear display or FLAS Mobi. YEVERUN's occupying the Dominion. The situation had gotten completely out of hand. Last week, a group of young aliens from the Butterfly Nebula had shown up in homemade Dominion uniforms, performing their own version of the Fear display in front of Red's ship. They even added sparklers. Commander, the ship's communication officer called over the intercom. Captain Tom is calling. Again. Red sighed deeply. Put him through. Tom's cheerful face appeared on the screen. He was wearing a new T-shirt that said, alien dance crews with Red's face printed on it. Great news, Tom announced. Earth is organizing a space carnival next month, and you're the headline act. We've already sold 1 million tickets. We are not performers. Red protested. We are a mighty military force. Of course, Tom nodded seriously. That's why people love you. Nobody else can move 50 ships in perfect formation while creating light shows. By the way, have you seen the new music video? Before Red could stop him, Tom played the latest viral sensation, a pop song called Dance Like an Alien, featuring clips from their first encounter. Humans and aliens across the galaxy were copying their moves. Just then, Red's second-in-command burst in. "Sir, we have a situation." "What now?" Red asked wearily. "More dance competition invitations. Worse, our junior officers. The officer looked embarrassed. "They're taking dance lessons from human instructors." Red rushed to the training deck. Sure enough, 20 young officers were there, practicing moves with a human dance teacher on a video screen. They froze when they saw him. "We can explain," one young officer said quickly. "It's for improved ship coordination." Red was about to reply when another call came in. This time, it was from the Dominion Council itself. "Commander Red," the council leader said sternly, "explain why our fear display videos are being used to sell dance instruction programs." That is," Red stuttered. "And more importantly," the council leader continued, "explain why we weren't consulted about merchandise rights. Do you know how much money we're losing on unauthorized T-shirt sales?" Red stared at the screen in disbelief. "You're worried about T-shirt sales. What about our fearsome reputation?" "Commander," the council leader said firmly, "our approval ratings have never been higher. 3 former enemy species have requested peace talks. They want to be part of our entertainment empire. The galaxy now sees us as cultural icons. But, no buts. The Council has decided. From now on, the Stellar Dominion fleet will be known as the Stellar Dominion Performance Squadron. Your first official show is next month at the Earth Space Carnival." As the call ended, Red looked out his office window. A tourist ship full of excited aliens was taking pictures of his fleet. Captain Tom's voice came back over the intercom. "Hey Red, quick question. How do you feel about adding pyrotechnics to your next performance?" Red banged his head gently against his desk. Perhaps it wasn't too late to retire and open a small space cafe instead. 1 month after being renamed the Stellar Dominion Performance Squadron, the mighty alien fleet was facing its greatest challenge yet, an identity crisis. High Commander Red walked through his flagship's corridors, noticing how things had changed. Crew members who once practiced battle formations were now practicing dance moves during breaks. The fearsome war room had been turned into a choreography planning center, with star maps showing performance routes instead of invasion plans. "Sir," his assistant called out, running up to him. "We have a situation in the junior officers' quarters." Red hurried to the area, expecting some kind of problem. Instead, he found 20 young officers huddled around a screen, watching human comedy shows. They scrambled to attention when they saw him. "Commander," one young officer squeaked, "we were just studying human culture." Red looked at the screen. They were watching something called Space Force, the sitcom. "Is this what the mighty Stellar Dominion has become?" Red asked sadly. "We used to make other species tremble in fear." "But sir," another young officer said bravely, "isn't making people happy better than making them afraid?" Before Red could answer, the ship's entertainment officer, a newly created position he still couldn't believe existed, rushed in. "Emergency," she announced. "Our latest performance video has only gotten 9 million likes. The council wants to know what we're doing wrong." Red's antenna twitched in confusion. 9 million likes is wrong. "Our last video got 12 million. We're losing popularity." She showed him the analytics on her tablet. "And worse, The Butterfly Nebula dance crew just challenged us to a dance-off. Red slumped against the wall. Just then, his communication device beeped. It was Captain Tom, calling from Earth. "Red, buddy." Tom's cheerful face appeared on the screen. "Great news. Your dance moves have become so popular, they're teaching them in Earth schools now." "What?" Red asked weakly. "Yeah, kids are learning geometry through your fleet formations. They call it the Red Method. You're revolutionizing education." The video changed to show a classroom where small human children were arranging toy spaceships in patterns, counting and measuring angles while dancing. Their teacher was wearing one of those t-shirts with Red's face on it. "Also," Tom continued, "remember how you tried to ban human entertainment in Dominion space last week?" Red nodded. That had been his last attempt to maintain some dignity. "Well, we found out your own crew has been running an underground movie club for months. Your chief engineer hosts weekly karaoke nights." Right on cue, sounds of singing floated down the corridor. Red followed the noise to find his engineering team performing human songs while fixing the engines. "Commander," the chief engineer noticed him. "We found that singing improves work efficiency by 23%, and the engines seem to run better with background music." Red was about to object when Captain Bill and Jack joined the call. "Hey, Red," Bill waved. "We've got the perfect solution for your identity crisis." "What crisis?" Red tried to look dignified. "We are perfectly fine." Sure, Jack grinned. "That's why your crew just registered for our Find Your Inner Artist workshop." Red spun around to see his entire bridge crew looking guilty. They had indeed signed up for the workshop. "Face it, Red," Tom said kindly. "Your fleet has talent. Why not embrace it? Besides, your approval ratings are at an all-time high." Red looked at his young officers, still excited about their comedy shows. He saw his engineers happily singing while they worked. Even his tactical officer was designing new light show patterns. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "it's time for the Stellar Dominion to embrace change." "That's the spirit," Tom cheered. "Now, about your upcoming galactic tour." Red just hoped the council wouldn't make them add costume changes to their performances. Although that purple uniform did look rather nice. Just when High Commander Red was getting used to his fleet's new role as space entertainers, real trouble arrived at the Stellar Dominion's borders. The Dark Cloud Empire, a genuinely aggressive alien force, attacked without warning. "Sir," Red's tactical officer called out, "3 Dominion outposts have been destroyed. The Dark Cloud ships don't even stop to watch our performance." Red stood on his bridge, feeling strangely relieved. Finally, a threat that wouldn't laugh at them. But his relief didn't last long. "Commander," his assistant reported, "our troops keep trying to do the dance of 1,000 terrors, but the enemy just shoots at them." "Of course they do," Red shouted. "We're supposed to be fighting back, not dancing." But months of performing had changed his fleet. His ships tried to move into battle formation, but they automatically added fancy spins and light effects. His weapons officers kept timing their shots to match a beat. "Sir," his communication officer called out, "we're getting a message from Earth." The main screen lit up to show Captains Tom, Bill, and Jack, along with a fleet of human ships behind them. "Hey, Red," Tom waved cheerfully. "Heard you could use some help." Red's antenna drooped in embarrassment. "This is real combat, not a performance. We can't." "Who says it can't be both?" Bill interrupted with a grin. "We've got a plan. Trust us." Before Red could object, the human ships moved into position. To his surprise, they were playing very loud rock music over all communication channels. "What are you doing?" Red asked in confusion. "Setting the mood," Jack explained. "Now follow our lead and do exactly what we say." The next hour was the strangest battle in galactic history. The human ships had somehow combined the Dominion's performance moves with actual combat maneuvers. They turned battle formations into dance choreography, but with real weapons fire. Spin and fire. Tom commanded, just like in practice, but with actual lasers this time. Red watched in amazement as his ships twirled and fired in perfect sync. The Dark Cloud Empire's forces couldn't predict their movements because they looked like dance steps. "Now the lights show," Bill called out, but replaced the pretty lights with torpedo spreads. The Dominion fleet performed their famous light pattern formation, but instead of harmless lights, they launched a perfectly coordinated torpedo attack. The enemy ships didn't know whether to watch the show or run away. "Time for the grand final," Jack announced. "Remember that move from last week's carnival? Do it now." Red couldn't believe it, but he gave the order. His entire fleet performed the Spiral of Doom, originally a dance move they created for the Space Carnival. But this time, it became a devastating attack pattern that completely surrounded the enemy fleet. The Dark Cloud Empire's ships tried to retreat, but they were confused by the combination of loud music, coordinated movements, and actual weapons fire. Within hours, they surrendered. "We don't understand," the Dark Cloud commander complained. "Are you fighting or performing?" "Yes," all three human captains answered together. After the battle, Red stood in his office, looking at the victory report. His fleet had won their first real battle in months by treating it like a choreographed show. "You see," Tom said on the video call, "being entertainers didn't make you weak. It made you unpredictable. And that," Bill added, "is why everyone loves you even more now." The videos of this battle are already trending. Red looked at the latest social media posts. People were calling it the greatest space battle performance ever. There were already remix videos set to different music. "I suppose," Red said slowly, "we could add some combat moves to our next show." "That's the spirit," Jack cheered. "By the way, the Dark Cloud commander wants to know if they can join your next tour. Apparently, they're big fans now." Red just shook his head and smiled. Perhaps being the galaxy's favorite entertainment squadron wasn't so bad after all. 1 year after their first encounter with human cargo ships, the Stellar Dominion held its biggest event yet, the First Contact Anniversary Festival. The main performance arena was built in space near Earth, with massive viewing screens showing the show to billions of humans and aliens across the galaxy. High Commander Red stood on his bridge, adjusting his new uniform. The traditional military design now had added sparkles. The council had insisted they were good for ratings. 5 minutes until showtime, sir," his entertainment officer announced excitedly. Red looked out at the gathered audience ships. There were humans, of course, but also representatives from 30 different alien species. Even the Dark Cloud Empire had sent a delegation. They'd become huge fans after that musical battle. "Commander," his assistant called, "Captains Tom, Bill, and Jack are here." The three humans who had started it all walked onto his bridge, all wearing official Stellar Dominion fan club t-shirts. "Can you believe it's been a year?" Tom asked, looking around the bridge that now had a built-in dance floor. "Remember when you were trying to scare us?" "Please don't remind me," Red said, but he was smiling. His antenna wiggled happily, something that would have been unthinkable a year ago. "Look at you now." Bill gestured at a nearby screen showing merchandise sales. "Your action figures are the best-selling toys in 3 galaxies." And Jack added proudly, "The Dance Like a Dominion training program has helped 6 different species sign peace treaties. They're too busy practicing dance moves to fight." Red's communication officer interrupted them. "Sir, the council leader is calling." The main screen showed the council leader, wearing a shiny new robe with Galaxy's #1 entertainment empire written in glowing letters. "Commander Red," the leader said seriously, "today's performance must be perfect. We've just signed contracts for 3 new Holovision shows, and the merchandise team needs new moves for the winter collection." "Don't worry," Red assured him. "We've been practicing something special." As the call ended, Red turned to his fleet. All 50 ships were in position, their crews ready. The once fearsome warships now sparkled with decorative lights, and each one had its own theme song. You know, Tom said thoughtfully, you've actually brought more peace to the galaxy as entertainers than you ever did as conquerors. It was true. The Stellar Dominion was more respected now than ever before. Their concerts sold out instantly. Their dance moves were taught in schools. Even their old enemies now sent them fan mail. Places everyone. The stage manager called. Show starts in 1 minute. The 3 human captains wished Red luck and headed to their VIP viewing area. Red took his position and gave the signal. The show began with the original dance of 1,000 Terrors, now with added laser effects and background dancers. The audience cheered as Red's fleet moved in perfect formation, creating spectacular light patterns across space. In the middle of the performance, Red looked out at the happy faces of his crew. His weapons officers were now expert choreographers. His tactical team had won awards for light show design. Even his fierce battle cruisers seemed to enjoy spinning in time to music. "Commander," his assistant whispered, "we're getting a live reaction from the council." Red expected criticism about their performance. Instead, the council leader was dancing in his office, wearing a High Commander Red costume. As the show reached its final, with all 50 ships performing a move they called the Galactic Spiral of Joy, Red realized something important. His empire had failed at being scary, but they'd succeeded at something better, making the galaxy smile. "Ready for the encore, sir?" his entertainment officer asked. Red straightened his sparkly uniform and grinned. "Hit it." And as his mighty fleet launched into their newest routine, a combination of dance moves and the battle maneuvers that had defeated the dark-clouded empire, High Commander Red finally admitted the truth. Being an entertainer was way more fun than being feared. The end.